Why do they not want you to play? I don't even understand.
No. Whatever.
Where's the card?
I'm just gonna move this over here.
We're back with more DC deck building.
Hey guys.
We gonna do this. All right, let me see if I got everything set up before we kick this off.
Are you streaming right now?
Yeah, we're streaming.
Oh crap.
How do I copy this?
I agree.
We are live. Is
Yeah,
the
we are
light
live.
on? Yeah, our light's on.
Yep. You got it.
Fine time. Where's the time found? Why is it not here? What happened to our time?
No, he messed it up.
Messed it up.
Zach,
How is that possible?
Zach messed it up. He's like, crap, I messed it up. And then just.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, we got this.
All right, we're gonna get some timing round up here. We're gonna make some stuff happen.
Hopefully, you don't ever repeat it last. That was fun, but yeah, that was crazy. That game was like ridiculously crazy. Try the water one. Sometimes things happen. He's fixing the clock right now. Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
You're just a wizard at this.
Okay, guys, we got 4 players. We got 3 players. We got 3 players, and they are ready to draft. So we're gonna kick this thing off.
Yep, black mana for first pick, always a good pick. He's a great one cost.
Everybody else passed on ones, it looks like.
Just immediately jumping into 2. Everyone knows what they want to play today.
Yep.
I wonder if he's going to get his full combo off. I think someone's just going to steal that Harley Quinn from him. I highly doubt he's going to get his Weather Wizard. Sorry, not Weather Wizard, Harley Quinn.
Yep, he wanted Harley last time, and I took it from him. He was a bit upset about that.
Yeah, he had to go with Red Lantern.
Yep, not his best choice, I don't think.
It kind of worked for him, but kind of didn't.
Yep.
It was really funny. We just imagined just like how...
He was just tilted right from the go because I took that Harley from him. I wasn't originally planning on playing it, but I saw what he was doing, so I just, that's part of the strategy in the draft, you know? You can see what somebody else is doing and jump in on it.
Yeah, definitely. There's some combos that you just don't want to let people get because they're just so good.
Yeah. Plus, it's just nice to set somebody off balance right off the get-go.
Because if you can take their main character, you could just take someone who no one else really synergizes with that team efficiently. Oh, I think everyone else is done with their 2s, and that's why he's just...
Well, he's looking at 3s, I think, before he decides on what 2 he wants.
Okay, I thought he just picked his Aquaman and was looking through the rest of the pile.
Nope, no, he's just considering his options.
I think we both are right.
Yep. He's not sure what he wants to do.
Yep, there he goes. He's got the triple green combo. Well, he's got the explosive combo. So for anyone who doesn't know, Aquaman, what he does is he takes a top card of the deck, and he takes any card you buy in the lineup, you put that card on top of your deck. Black Adam, whenever you play the first superpower of your turn, you can have the option to destroy it. If you do, you gain a VP and draw a card. And Constantine, what he does is you look at the top card of your deck. If it's cost 1 or greater, you destroy it and play it. You add +1 power to it. So it's a very, very combo if you know what you're doing. It looks like Zach picked up.
We got some Ozymandias and Vixen down here.
Yeah, Ozyman is great because being able to get that, like after the first turn, you're pretty much drawing 6 every time and just pretty much getting rid of that useless card you don't need.
It's going to get rid of a useless card he doesn't need early, but eventually he's going to be able to pair it with Vixen, and he's really looking for generally a early villain, and he wants to use that villain to destroy cards with constantly. So we'll see, and it looks like they did get Harley with it this turn, so
yeah,
I'm sure they're happy with that.
Yeah, luckily there's no teamwork for Ozzy because with him, everyone doesn't teamwork him because he's always going to put that vulnerability or that card that no one really wants at the top.
He did get a first turn villain with that Ozzy Vixen, so he'll be able to shuffle that discard pile and draw 1 more.
Yeah, definitely.
Could be able to hit that villain right off the bat. There's a Granny Goodness out there and a Magic. Some of the best cards in the lineup, you know?
Yeah, that Magic.
Granny Goodness, always one of my favorites. She's going to be a new main character out of the new God set, and we're all hoping that she is extremely good.
Really?
But we haven't seen any spoilers on her yet, other than we know she's in there.
What other cards do we know are in that set, Green?
They got Orion, which we've seen spoiled. It gives you a bonus once you have 9 power, which we think is a bit hard. But what we're really excited about is Darkseid, who lets you destroy a 1 cost in your discard pile to gain 2 power and draw a card, and we're really hoping that that's going to combo well with our competitive cube playstyle.
Oh yeah, I think Darkseid will probably end up being a 4 cost.
Darkseid's just going to be awesome, and yeah, if you're playing at home, maybe try it out as a 4 and see if you think it's a little bit too good or not, but that's kind of what we're leaning for.
Yeah, I can definitely see it being somewhere between a 4 or 3.
Yep. It's a very good card and leads to some very explosive turns. So it's almost like a different kind of Constantine, but it has a better effect too.
Yeah, there's just some cards that are naturally superior to others, and I'm actually glad that this competitive style was created because with regular formats, there's just some cards that are just like too ridiculous than others, and the competitive style really just fixes all those issues and just makes the game 100 times more fun.
Yeah. Paying his 3 power to draw, to buy the kick, put it on top, blow it up, Black Adam it, Constantine. A lot of stuff happens there, but once you get used to seeing the combo, you kind of get the hang of it.
Yeah, I mean, kicks is that combo's friend.
Yeah, without the kick stock, this combo would not be viable, but with it, it's extremely good.
And there are 16 kicks in the lineup, if I'm not in the kick pile, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you start with 16 kicks and 20 weaknesses, so 16 gives you more than enough to fuel him for many, many turns.
And already 2 kicks destroyed.
Yep, he's starting to build up that destroy pile, and he's got the 3 power there, you see. Penguin away some vulnerabilities, that's always nice.
Yeah, and we got X-ray vision. X-ray vision is just fun. It's not an X-ray vision, if you want to bring that one up.
Yep.
It's a great teamwork without a teamwork card. And if you don't know what teamwork is, teamwork's pretty much you reveal the top card of a player's deck, you play that card, you give them a VP, and you pretty much get to use that card, whatever it is, whether it's Parallax or that guy's weakness.
Anything good.
But X-Ray just lets you look at it without giving it, and it's not even an attack too, so there's no way to defend against it.
That Silent Armor out in the lineup is kind of an interesting card. I like it. It lets you immediately draw a card, and any card that just you play it and you draw a card is great. But if you have an ongoing, you can kind of get rid of it to gain the top card of the main deck and put it straight into your hand. So sometimes if you have some cheap ongoings, you see he just bought ongoing down there, so he could eventually have some to get rid of.
Yeah, which there are some ongoings where you would just pick up just for the discardability alone.
He picked up Failed the City. Gives a player random discard. You can really slow down the person you think is in the lead. Random discards can usually be pretty brutal.
Yeah, because regular discards, they're nice, but early on, everyone's just going to get rid of that vulnerability.
Yep, everybody's got a trap starter, but as the game goes on, you can really start to get some advantage out of random discards.
Yeah. Which you have Failed this City plus Construct of Fear is always, if those are always in the lineup. Ooh, Shazam.
Shazam's a very solid card.
Yeah, anything with Shazam on the picture of it is normally very good.
That's when you just know it's going to be a great day.
Yeah, with Shazam being able to just reveal and play that card from the top of the deck of the main deck can really be great because who knows what's going to be. It's like reaching into a pinata, hitting a pinata. You never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get, but it's going to be great.
Mm-hmm.
There goes Granny playing the Cinderhulk.
Which looks like Villains had a great opening this turn.
Yep. Quite a bit of punches out there. He was able to cycle through his vulnerabilities again with that penguin.
Yeah.
He got pretty lucky with that back to back. Picked up the draw 2, discard 2, and just cycling through those vulnerabilities.
Which early on, that's such a great card. I mean, because you're always going to have a vulnerability.
And like he's going to magic away a punch here.
And get that flight.
Yep. Magic's going to destroy that punch. Get that out of there.
Yeah.
He's happy to do that. Destroy a starter is always great.
Now, if you're in that situation, would you rather do a punch or a vulnerability to get rid of it?
He needed the 1 power there, so it's fine either way. I'd rather buy a card than not gain the VP from it.
Yeah.
So you'd always feel better if you had an extra one, but he just had the 2 punches and he really needed that 3rd power from playing it again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. If that flight ring was out there, I might have just bought the flight ring though and said to destroy the vulnerability. But unfortunately for him, that flight ring wasn't out there quite yet.
I'm not playing DC deck build. I'm not sure which is more annoying to see, a punch or a vulnerability. Because the punch gives you 1 power, but it's like you wish there was more.
Wow, he's got 3 vulnerabilities in his hand. That's so bad. And he still gets some nice cards.
Yeah.
Zookeeper is one of those cheap ongoings.
Yeah, which with Silent Armor will be nice.
Yep, somebody needs to buy that Silent Armor. There's some nice cards coming out here. That Constantine player is going to like that Emperor Penguin. Mostly because he can put it on the top of his deck. He can buy it for 1, put it on top of his deck, and then Constantine it and gain 2 VP for it.
And it looks like these ongoings are starting to really come out now, so that Silent Armor is going to be very nice to pick up as early as you can.
He hit an ongoing with the Shazam, which is so bad because you had to return it immediately.
Yeah.
Kind of busted. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's what we said earlier. It's the Shazam makes you put it back right away, and he hit an ongoing, so he gets no benefit from it.
Yeah.
That's how Shazam goes. Sometimes it's really good, and sometimes it's nothing.
Yeah, sometimes you can get that super strength and be like happy as can be, and other times you get
an ongoing, and it absolutely does nothing.
Yeah.
And then it's just a 7-cost kick. A bit unfortunate, but a Golden Glider player will always be happy anyway.
Yeah, Golden Glider.
Uh-oh. Rolling random discard again. He's he
magic.
Lost his magic.
Oh,
See,
that's
what we were talking about. He has failed this city and lost his magic.
Yeah.
This Harley Quinn is going to town. I don't know. She's able to discard the punch every turn and to trigger Harley. So it really gives
it's a nice combo altogether. But would you say anything will be a better thing to replace Black Manta with in the 1-drop, or do you think that's just the perfect fit for that combo at the moment?
I'd really have to look at it a bit. I'm not a fan of Black Manta. I will say that at least. Catwoman's a fun one whenever somebody's gaining all that VP with Black Adam.
Oh yeah. And can you imagine that if a Clayface were to come out of that, just like bam, Catwoman, and then boom, another Catwoman. Just
you know you're gonna have a steady stream of VP from the Black Adam player, and you just snatch that Catwoman up and just play it till your heart runs out. Yeah, nobody else has any VP, and so he has to buy it just to protect himself from getting attacked with it. It's really horrible. Smart. He's buying a punch, so I know he's not happy about it.
I mean, it's just a 1 VP dead card to him, but unfortunately it's like so vital to him not losing.
He had to buy it just to protect his VP stack. It's very unfortunate.
Which Catwoman's always great for any teamwork player. Yeah. Because you can just like teamwork, steal that teamwork VP, and just pretty much be in a very strong position.
Oh.
X-Ray, let's see what these guys get.
He revealed with Vixen it was a villain, so he destroyed it.
Which one was destroyed?
He destroyed a vulnerability with his own Vixen.
Oh, I thought he said he destroyed a villain. I was like,
no. He revealed a Vixen. Revealed a villain on top with his Vixen.
Yeah. Which honestly, there's been so many villains in this line. It's been a great day for Vixen.
It was a good time for Vixen. Looks like he's going to get a chance to play that Robin waiting over there on top of his buddy's deck. He knows the top card of his deck is a villain.
But drawing a card...
It's not bad. He might want to leave it there, though, unfortunately, because he...
Time.
We're going to give them a clock. We got a clock for you guys over here at 45 minutes. I'm just going to push them one so they can see. Set it on 45.
Yeah. I'll
yeah. Just set it on 45 for them. Yep.
I'll wait.
Yep.
Set it.
Now everybody's got a clock, not just the viewers at home.
Yep. Which, unfortunately, there's been a lot of necessary takes coming out.
Got a molecular vibration just got bought up. That's another great ongoing. All these ongoings, and nobody's bought that silent armor yet.
Well, it's kind of one of those things where
they are not respecting that silent armor.
Unfortunately, it's like it's too high of a cost, and there's other cards that are necessary that you have to take right now.
Yeah.
Or else, if someone just keeps taking all those cards, it's just gonna be too bad in the long run of things. Bunker's always great.
I love me some Bunker, and that Gordon's actually bad for only the Constantine player right now has that Catwoman, and he can steal VP. So the Gordon's actually bad for the other two players. Because if they gain a VP with it, he'll just have somebody to steal VP from. See, he's revealed his Penguin again to Vixen, and every turn he's destroying a starter. That's why he doesn't want to draw that card. He literally just leaves that villain on top. See, he may not want to buy that because he knows it's going to give him a VP that he might just lose, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We always love to see whenever Black Lantern card comes out.
Right. I mean, Black Lanterns are by far one of the most exciting cards to see because...
Yeah, that Crisis cycle that came out is just brutal, and anything that says Black Lantern, you just want to buy it up. It usually gives a weakness, maybe two.
Yeah.
We had to ban the Black Lantern Martian Manhunter. It was just flat out too good, so...
I haven't seen the Black Lantern Martian Manhunter. What does he do?
Yep, he was really good, and we'll pull him up here. He had to get banned, unfortunately.
He looks vicious.
This is a look at him. He's not in the lineup, but he basically said everybody discards at random, and then you can play all those cards.
Oh my god, that's vicious.
So in a 4-player game, you'd get 3 power and play 3 other cards, and it was just too much. It was better than most supervillains, so... We unfortunately had to ban that one. We never liked to ban cards, but it was...
There's just some cards that are necessary. Like
it was just too good.
And it looks like we got the Venom Injector.
Wow, so look at this lineup. It's getting very stale, which is better for the Black Adam player.
But it's just hurting everyone else.
Yeah, the Venom Injector is just going to sit there because nobody else has a great way to destroy it except the Vixen player who doesn't just want to destroy it. And then
Well, actually,
the Emperor
Constantine.
Penguin. Yeah, you saw the players pointing it out there. There's just 2 cards they don't like. But the Black Adam player loves it because he plays off the kick stack, so he doesn't really care.
Mm-hmm. And if he did want to, he can buy that Venom Injector and literally get 3 power off of it by destroying it.
Looks like a Central City rolled out in the line. Not the greatest. It gives you power for non-kicks, which I think there's been a few, but nobody's going to be too excited to get that just yet.
I've barely seen any superpowers, though. Beast Boy and Alan Scott, they love seeing Central City. Central City's just like how they play.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he's got the 5 power.
He can buy that Central City. Like I said, it's an ongoing. He'll probably just put it on top and try to start generating power with it, but I don't think he has too many superpowers yet.
But luckily, they're starting to come out, it seems.
Eidetic Memory. Eidetic Memory. Another ongoing.
Yeah, no, I mean, whoever picks up that silent armor is going to be in a fun position.
Yeah, they're, oh, he got hit with the X-ray vision. He saw the granny on top. And it looks like he's playing You Have Failed This City.
Let's see what they lose.
Yeah. Oh, he lost his location he just put on top. That's always frustrating.
There's always those times where you're like, okay.
Oh, he's going to magic something again. Looks like he's going to magic his X-ray vision.
And he'll lose that X-ray vision, but hey.
He'll lose his X-ray vision, but maybe he's going to want to discard again. Let somebody discard again.
Oh, is he taking the... Because he's gonna have nowhere near enough for the villain. But honestly, I would just pick up that silent armor right now and...
That new supervillain's one of my favorites. I like it even better than Ra's al Ghul because we don't play with the sidekicks.
Really?
It's just 3 power and straight up draw a card.
Which anything that gives 3 power is just always nice.
There might be talking about the magic play where he's not allowed to play the other cards because they're back on top of the other player's deck and it needs to be in your play zone. So yeah, he's going to snatch that back up. He doesn't want to blow up his X-ray vision with it. He's going to blow up a punch or something instead.
Which had 2 power.
He was trying to use the old ruling where we allowed that, but we decided it was too beneficial to be able to blow up your opponent's cards, so we ruled that out. That's why he took that back and played the punch.
That makes sense.
Sometimes it's hard to keep up with, especially if you don't play it so often. Sometimes our rules change, but we try to keep them for the better, so. Sorry to anybody. Everybody gets confused, though, so don't sweat it, and it happens.
Yeah, because it's always good when the game is being constantly updated and balanced, because sometimes just if someone finds a exploit, they just...
Oh, there you see the failed the city, got defended with Commissioner Gordon, so Vixen gained the VP.
But how long will that last?
It may not last very long with that Catwoman belonging to the Black Adam player. And these players kind of got a bunch of cards running together, so they're trying to keep it a little bit separate. But the Vixen player does have that ongoing Zookeeper in play.
Oh, and looks like he just Shazam, so let's see what did he get?
What's he going to hit with a Shazam?
No, unfortunately, he already played it, so we missed it. But
we didn't get a look at it, but there's...
We apologize, guys.
Oh, and he's spinning that eidetic memory around, so he continually on his...
And there we go, the first villain. Let's see...
Detective Lance always is about to spend that eidetic memory all the way around. I can't tell exactly what villain that is. I believe it is Seymour.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely Seymour. Let's see what he's going to say. Each player puts a card with VP value 1 or greater from their hand on top of the main deck. This supervillain's hilarious because it can cause you to put other supervillains on top of the main deck. That is one of the worst ways to lose a supervillain. Have to put it on the main deck and then somebody else
or
buys
in the lineup.
Yeah, you put it on the main deck and it'll eventually come out in the lineup and somebody else will buy it. And so it looks like a Dr. Light and a Kick is on there for now. And Vixen player defended with Zookeeper.
Yeah.
So that's a bit unfortunate. But when Seymour takes a supervillain from somebody, it is hilarious. Occasionally you get a supervillain stack of like 8, 9, 9, 10, and Seymour comes out later in the game once somebody might have drawn some really good cards.
Yeah, because it's a shame when you're like, I spent all my power to get this, and then it comes back out, and then like, hey, it's my turn. I buy it. Thank you.
He's playing this Detective Lance, which will let him take a card from under somebody's supervillain, but I don't think anybody really has any under there. So he's just playing it for the power with Granny Goodness.
But there's some cases where that can really hurt up some combo, like Roy Harper and Oliver Queen.
Yeah.
If they get that combo going and that's in your hand, man, you just like made them useless.
And also a few of the supervillains from the crossover to Arrow set also deal with putting cards under there. So occasionally that's a thing too.
Yeah.
And he's buying Dr. Light for the second time this game. And the Kick comes out. Hey! So if you're just joining us, that Kick is actually supposed to be in the main deck, not the Kick stack, because the supervillain Seymour put it there. Occasionally, just whenever you're playing for fun at home, you might shuffle a Kick in every now and then, but that one's actually supposed to be there.
Sadly.
Sad but true.
But hey, that Black Adam might want to just pick it up and just...
Yep, that player just got hit with a Black Lantern Wonder Woman. And that's why you saw a few weaknesses going around.
Yeah, weaknesses are just like the cousin you don't want to see at the wedding.
Yep.
Because just like they're pretty much a vulnerability, but they're worse for endgame due to their -1 VP.
So Black Adam players got 3 VP after playing a handful of cards, but that's a demonic influence to give him 3 more.
Yeah, that demonic influence would have been really nice with Vixen, just because of how he's going for his villains.
Yeah. He doesn't have a whole bunch of villains in his deck at this point. I think he has about 3, if I remember correctly.
I think it's 2, but you're probably right.
Yeah, either way, it's not a lot.
Yeah, I mean, 3.
It's a very expensive kick he bought, and he's probably going to take that Detective Lance away from the other players.
Yeah, because it was great about this and having the box is that you never know what's going to pop up underneath the villains. You never know what's going to pop up.
Looks like he's going to buy the last kick. Put it on top. Oh, a Soul Taker Sword. One of my favorite destroy cards.
Yeah, Soul Taker Sword is just it's one of the more cheaper, more reliable.
This is my favorite of the 2 Soul Taker Swords. There's also the other Soul Taker Sword, which I'll just flash up here. It's not quite as exciting in my opinion. It gives you a ton of power, but it's just, I don't know. I'm so used to the old sword, and this one doesn't destroy anything. So I love the original myself.
Yeah, because the rotation cards weren't as popular.
Rotating is just so hard to do anymore.
Because there's not a lot of them.
So with the supervillain, or the kick stack gone now, we're going to see another X-ray vision. Oh, he gets to play the supervillain. That's so good. So he'll get 3 power and draw a card.
You know, it's always mean. Freaking, you have the supervillain. He's an ongoing. Then someone just steals that.
Yeah.
Steals that ongoing villain.
I am pretty. I do that quite a bit.
Brutal.
If you saw a few of my last game there, I was able to count some cards for people and know that they had ongoings at certain spots because the Black Mana player had put ongoings under their deck. Oh, now he's gonna magic the X-ray vision so that he can draw the card again and get another 3 power from it.
Nice.
So this time he is choosing to buy the supervillain with it. So this time he did magic away his X-ray vision, but it was worth it because he knew he was getting such a good card.
Definitely.
And that's a Billy Numerosos.
Numerodes.
Each player destroys a card with cost 3 or greater in their hand, and at this point in the game, they all probably have one, and we're gonna see defenses flying.
Yeah.
He lost a molecular vibration there, and let's see what Vixen's doing. Probably gonna draw a hand, and then
I'm pretty sure is the Animal Man, not Animal Man, but
that's his Zookeeper. It's
yeah.
in play, so he's probably gonna he's gonna defend with it. He doesn't want to be destroying cards, and who can blame him?
Yeah, it's never fun when the villain says destroy a card. Whenever it's discarding, you're like, I'll just lose a turn. It's not a big deal. But with destroying, it's just brutal.
Oh, and there's another Black Lantern Wonder Woman.
Another one?
He's
I thought you were talking about in the lineup. I was like, ooh.
Oh, no. He just continually plays the same one.
Hey, I mean,
he keeps hitting those guys. Vixen had another defense to gain a VP, and see what he's got. A handful of kicks, it looks like.
mm-hmm.
That's a whole bunch of power. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 or so. Gonna buy a sword and the silent armor.
Which is good for
him. He has
him.
enough to buy the other cards, but he doesn't want to. They're just not great for him.
More ongoing, so. Looks like it's going to be a great day for that silent armor.
Cassie comes up. She's the same as the demonic influence we saw earlier, just for equipment. Oh, there's the Catwoman stealing that VP from Vixen. Vixen had 2, and now she's down to 1 because the Catwoman came out and stole it. Yeah, we had a feeling that was going to happen.
It's a real shame that has to happen, but it's just the luck of the draw.
That's why I said that Commissioner Gordon wasn't going to be quite as good as he was going to hope it was. Because it really just gave the Black Adam player something to steal.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to pick up Cassie and put it on top, and then he's going to buy this and put it on top and Constantine it for the power, and at the end of the turn, he's going to gain 2 VP with it. That's why we said he'll just leave that in play for so long just to for a turn just like this to gain an extra bit of VP.
Ooh, it looks like we have a grid.
Grid's a cute card. Kind of puts some stuff on top and helps you stack your deck a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad card to pick up.
Yeah. I also like Moira Queen. She's a cute card. I thought it was a really interesting mechanic in that set. And she can help you with getting rid of some starters and stuff. She lets you put a card of the top card of the main deck under your superhero, and then you can gain 1 VP for every card. So if you play her several times, she doesn't generate any power or anything on herself, but she's almost worth 1 VP every time you play her.
Mm-hmm.
She is pretty dangerous since another player has Detective Lance, though. That Detective Lance can just gain cards from under super.
Honestly, no one should take her, but Black Adam might.
Black Adam will probably take her because he has the Detective Lance, which is so good.
Yeah, he can just take cards from his own lineup, right? Oh, from underneath his own superhero, because this is any player, right? Not just any foe.
Let's go look at his Detective Lance and see exactly what it says. I don't normally steal cards from myself, so I don't remember if that's legal or not.
Oh, any foes.
It does have to be a foe, so you can't steal your own, but he can definitely...
it looks like someone did pick her up.
And it does look like the Harley Quinn player picked it up and rotated his eidetic memory some more.
That's a sad Supergirl right there, unfortunately.
That's a sad Supergirl. She's a bit late to the party, and she is just never going to leave the lineup.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is just never going to leave. Nobody has any kicks anymore, so there is almost no chance that it's going to go there. It's just going to sit there and clog the lineup the rest of the game. There might as well be a 4-card lineup at this point.
Yeah, or just hope that there's a time sphere, just something to get rid of the lineup. I mean, she's not a bad card, but this late is just no well.
Shazam seeing a grapple gun, which is basically just a punch with a defense mechanism.
Yeah, the defense is good, though, because for grapple gun, because you can pretty much defend against something and put the card that they're probably wanting to buy on top of the main.
I've done that so many times to people. They're gonna buy something really good and they just do a random attack that really doesn't matter, and you can get them with grapple gun, and it's very frustrating.
Yeah, just
You
having your
learn that
entire.
sometimes it's not best to play out your hand and then buy everything at the end,
Mhm.
because if somebody else has grapple gun, you should really buy as soon as you can before you attack them. I've been quite good at doing grapple guns in that way.
Yeah, grapple guns are just one of those cards that once it's taken, everyone just has to play cautiously.
Yep. Like he's gonna pick up some more ongoings, which is good because I think Harley Quinn player is the one that got the silent armor.
Got the silent armor. Ooh, cosmic
Oh,
staff.
we revealed 3 cards there on accident. That's all right.
Another granny.
Another granny, and there's the grapple gun we knew about, and that cosmic staff is coming up. It's pretty good for gaining cards from the main deck too. Anytime I can gain cards from the main deck, I like it.
Yeah, there's cosmic staff's kind of one of those cards where you would rather, me personally, I would rather defend with it than play the 2 power.
Oh yeah, I never wanted as a kick. I just always wanted as give me a card from the main deck. It makes your turn a little worse because it doesn't replace itself. You just straight gain with it, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah, it's no globe of transportation, but it is nice. Poor weakness.
Oh, he bunkered the weakness. Oh no, he didn't bunker the weakness. He Constantine the weakness. That must have been what he was doing.
Yeah, I was like, I'm pretty sure bunker doesn't.
So there's Cassie, which triggers on his villains, but he just doesn't have any. So he's a sad player right now. Sorry, Cassie's the equipment. It's the
yeah, but hey,
he has none either way.
Hey, he got some from the lineup, and
so the lineup has that Venom Injector and Supergirl just out there clogging the lineup.
And who's that at the end? It's kind of hard to tell. Ocean.
I believe that is our new. It's one of the new cards out of Confrontations. I just can't quite remember the name of it.
Kind of hard to see. The artwork's kind of. The artwork's kind of muddled.
Can't tell specifically what it is, but we'll just.
When
play
did a
like
Black
it's
Lantern and
mystery
Blue Beetle
card.
come out? Or was that a while ago?
There is another Black Lantern. Yep. That might have been one of them. He gained a little sneakily there at some point.
Yeah.
It kind of just gets rid of defense cards from people. It's a funny card, but
Yeah. How does it work? Like, so if I were to have 2 defenses in my hand, is it just I discard one and then?
you can discard one and then you can defend with the second one. But that's generally the way it happens. The first one you cannot defend. You're just forced to discard a defense card. And then the second one you can defend. So most people just choose to defend it rather than discarding all their defense cards. So the second one is just kind of almost like discard a second defense card, but you can actually defend with it.
Yeah.
So it's very funny.
Yeah, because like when I saw that card for the first time, I was like, does this work how I think it works?
It's a very strange card. The attack almost never goes off. I mean, if you have a defense, you're just going to defend. So.
But it's really great against certain cards like World's Greatest Detective and other Blue Beetle, or sorry, the Scarab, which allow you to just reveal the card to defend and not have to discard or do anything
like sometimes people don't just have, oh no, and he magicked his Moira Queen, which is sad.
And he's been putting a decent amount of people underneath the superhero.
Yeah.
So I think putting his Commissioner Gordon underneath his hero is something he had to do.
I'm really surprised he magicked it, but maybe he just didn't want the Detective Lance player to get so much of it. I don't know.
Maybe they thought that Detective, because they weren't looking at it like we were, so they probably thought that he would just keep getting anything he wants from underneath his hero. Or sorry, main character.
Can't tell if his deck is only like 10 cards.
It is, because you saw how many
He
things
destroyed all of his starters.
Yeah.
And now it's just, he's almost shuffling his whole deck every turn, I think.
Yeah, because he draws 6. He draws 6 every turn.
Hey, there's our silent armor.
What's he gonna discard?
I don't think he's gonna discard anything with it. It looks like he just wants to draw a card with it. I still like gaining bottom or the top cards of the main deck, so I might be willing to get rid of that. He might be doing it. Yeah, he could do it with this. He's thinking about trashing his one location he's not using.
Yeah, is that the Batcave?
I think his eidetic memory, he continually does. He's gonna keep rotating that thing around.
Yeah, that's the Batcave.
This one. It's for equipment, so he drew a card with that to rotate his eidetic, and he's gonna rotate it again. He hit him with that Black Lantern Wonder Woman to give some more weaknesses.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised you didn't use the Batcave because just he would play Silent Armor, draws a card, and then just gets rid of it due to the play. That would have been my thoughts.
There's that Soul Taker sword, always a cute.
Yeah. Did he have anything to destroy? Or did he just pass
I
on
didn't
it?
see if he destroyed a card or not. He may have
He probably just passed it.
right.
They've been doing a great job at destroying their decks.
And he's still rotating that eidetic memory. Now he can put 2 cards back on top. He rotated that thing all the way around this time. Now he's going to discard the punch to Batgirl to draw 2. One from Batgirl and one from Harley. So he drew those 2 cards he just put back on top.
Very smart play.
I don't know what all he did that turn, but he
Ooh.
gained a crap ton of VP.
Another ongoing.
And a Lobo.
Lobo
Lobo's always great.
Lobo needs a main character card.
I almost always buy Lobo, even if it's the end of the game. Oh, yes. Oh, he's going to granny and play it and destroy 2 weaknesses.
Smart move.
That's solid. That is solid. So he just grannied to play Lobo.
Another granny to play that ongoing.
And he got another granny.
Granny putting in some work.
Yep. That's I believe that's an ill Vec out there.
Yeah, it's I think it's Lady Vic.
Oh. He's gonna discard that card from play and basically gain it. The Granny's gonna make him return it, but the Lady Vic's gonna leave play if he discards it to gain power. He'll gain it for free by doing that. Because it's not a card he owns and it's not another player's card. If it was another player's card, it would go back to him. But because it's the lineup's card, he can gain it by discarding it for the power. It'll go straight to his discard pile. It's a cute interaction that doesn't come up often, but when it does, it's good.
Yeah, the fact that he got two.
He's got two grannies. It's just
two
funny.
grannies and then 2 villains on the line.
The rest of the lineup, he doesn't even want to buy, which is sad. There's a Supergirl. He's gonna discard it to gain it. Yep. And now the rest of the lineup's so bad. All he really wants is the Cosmic Staff. He's gonna buy the Supergirl just for the VP, but it's so bad.
It's kind of sad because Supergirl's not a horrible card, but it's certainly one that can be a dead card at a certain. But another Shazam?
Another Shazam came out. Thunderblock is always great for getting weaknesses back.
Getting weaknesses back?
Or sorry, getting defenses back.
I was like,
it's been
whoa.
a long day.
Yeah.
Yeah. He played as Seymour. Go see what this guy does. He's gonna look at the top 2 cards of the main deck. He's gonna gain one of them and then put the other back on top, and he doesn't have to show anybody what they are.
And he puts it to his hand too. It's not like he just gains it.
Got a Canary Cry. Not a horrible card. Probably would have loved to see something a little bit better.
Man,
but
his deck just looks so thin.
I can't tell how much VP he has, but it's not much. There's another Black Lantern Blue Beetle to make him discard those defenses.
Like, I think he has run out of his 10 starting cards.
Oh, those are long gone.
Yeah.
He has no deck right now. His whole deck is in his hand. But he's not making a lot of power with it.
Oh, snap. I didn't realize there was another Commissioner Gordon that entered the field sometime.
He got that with the Moira Queen earlier. Both of those cards under his supervillain he got with Moira Queen. He played Moira Queen, got the Gordon off the top of the main deck, and then he magicked Moira Queen,
Because I
got
thought
the other card and destroyed it.
for some reason I thought he put his Commissioner Gordon underneath there.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying because you thought he had one. No, that
Yeah.
just randomly happened.
Yeah, like I was like, oh man, that was smart of him to get rid of Commissioner Gordon so he doesn't gain more VPs that get stolen. But just look at that Constantine. He's just like drowning in VPs.
He revealed equipment to his Vixen much earlier in the turn. I don't know if y'all saw it. So that dice, the number 3 on top of the supervillain stack, is because it costs 3 less to defeat this turn. So he really only needs to get up to 10. He's at 6 right now, and he's holding his whole deck in his hand, and he might not be able to get there.
No, he can.
Oh, he can with the magic. It's unfortunate. He has to destroy a high VP card to do it, but that blue beetle was worth 2 VP, but he needed the 3 more power, so it's he traded the blue beetle for super villain, which isn't bad.
Yeah, I mean, what is he, like 6?
Yep, and there's Darkseid, the super villain, gonna come out and make some people discard some cards.
Which honestly, that's not. Oh, excuse me.
Oh, and you saw him cover the hand there real quick. The Vixen player has Ozymandias, so it can help the Aussie player know, but he was kind enough to show him. He's got 2 villains, so no matter what he puts on top of Aussie, he will have one to reveal.
Yeah.
So typically in a competitive tournament game, you wouldn't reveal that super villain until he'd already resolved his Aussie and drawn his hand. Is the proper order that these guys are just trying to... Sometimes when you play for fun, you do things a little bit out of order.
Yeah, when it's a casual game with your best buds.
Yeah.
Sometimes people
Sometimes it's better just to do things more to help speed the game along. But in a tournament, you can kind of play a little bit slower. Wow, so he just played Shazam.
Some wow factor.
I didn't see what card it was. He kind of flipped and revealed it quick, but
it was crap. It was Royal Flush Gang.
Oh wow, Royal Flush Gang. He should be like should be gaining some VP.
I think he played it twice.
Yeah, he should be gaining some VP with if he did magic it twice.
Because Shazam says you played then immediately put it back, right?
Yep. Shazam lets you play it and put it back. The grid can't get the supervillain back because it costs too much. So he's going to get back the Black Lantern Wonder Woman.
Which...
I hate grid's cost restriction. Otherwise, it would just be one of my favorite cards. And he has rotated that Eidic memory so many times this game. Those people are going to have a newfound respect for it. I promise you that. He keeps rotating that card. And he just puts he just put the supervillain back on top of his deck with it, which is just a total boss and a half. So next turn he's going to draw his supervillain, and it's just really good.
I mean, some cards you barely ever see them rotate once. This game is just like...
This one's so good because it rotates on drawing cards, and all he does is buy cards that draw cards.
Yeah.
So many of his cards just say buy a card, buy a card. Even the cinder block isn't horrible for him. It draws 2, but the discard 3 is pretty bad. There's that Royal Flush Gang you talked about.
Yep, and there's Lady Joker.
Yep. Joker's Daughter's a funny card. Yeah, Joker's Daughter is a funny card. You draw 2 and then pass a card. And sometimes it's just funny. Like, most of the time you just pass crap like weaknesses, but you can't even defend against it. It's so bad. Like, oh, it's so good when you have it, and anytime you don't, it's just so bad. You just get wrecked by it.
Yeah, because there's those cases where you draw, like...
Oh, he's thinking about Constantine, but he didn't want to. So he revealed that penguin off the top of his deck to consider Constantining it, but he didn't want to go that route. So there's a Flush Gang and a Suicide Squad out there. Both those cards go great with some shapeshifters if they ever come out.
Or some clay faces.
Yep, we haven't seen either of those yet, but
I mean, Suicide Squad is, if you can pull it off, it is a super broken card.
generally whenever people start pulling that off, they don't lose the game.
Yeah, I mean, if you can pull off 3 Suicide Squads, like, there's not much anyone can do against you.
Looks like he's playing Billy Numeros for the first time. Let's pull him up and see exactly what he does. Reveal and draw the top 3 cards of your deck. If it costs us 3 or less, repeat it. So it's it doesn't look like he got to repeat it because he flipped Seymour. But Seymour is going to let him look at those top 2 cards and gain one of them.
Honestly, with all the starters gone from...
He just goes through his deck every turn, and
there's no... If like he ever gets less than 3 power for that effect, there's something probably wrong. What happened?
Well, he's up to 3 power after playing 2 supervillains this turn.
It's like, here's my entire deck, and here's 3 power.
Commissioner Gordon's just a punch for him, but it can hang out kinda and just sit there if nothing else. He's got 4 power. He revealed the equipment earlier to his Vixen, so that's why, again, the supervillain has a 3 dice on it.
I don't think he's gonna be even getting close to that villain.
He thought about it, but even at 3 less, he still needs 10, and he's only at 4, so we're not sure he can get there.
Yeah, but hey, he got a Suicide Squad.
And he doesn't even want any of those cards. The Flush Gang cost 5, and he only had 4 power, so it's a bit unfortunate. Connor Kent's so great.
Yeah, with Connor, just anytime you see a Superboy, it's gonna just benefit superpowers. Like, that's all Superboy ever does is help powers.
This Harley player's whole deck is this eidetic card. All he does is just every turn he rotates it 3 or 4 times.
Which could, like, hey,
I mean, this
kudos
is
to
just
him.
brutal. Like, well, let's see how many times he rotates it this turn. Let's just
I'm gonna guess 2.
He just destroyed 2. Okay, there goes 2. Oh, you're way past 2. He's got to keep going. He's gonna rotate it probably 2 or 3.
No, I mean, I'm talking
you
about
mean
2
all the way around?
all the way around,
I'd
yeah.
say that's a good one. Two's a good even number for him.
Yeah.
He's counting up superpowers. 1, 2.
Actually, he probably won't even rotate it. Wait, what am I talking about? He already played that. Oof. I think he might just buy that Cinder Block.
That is Blackbriar Thorn, the new one out of the Confrontation set. You can destroy a card with it. Wow. Wow, so much power. So much power from that Starbolt.
Dark Portal. I think Dark Portal is one of my least favorite cards I've seen in the DC deck building.
I don't like it, but some of the decks love the low costers, and sometimes if your deck is just really bad full of starters, like if it's turn 1, I'll buy it every time. Anytime early game you get a Dark Portal, it's just gonna be great.
Really?
Sometimes you start with 2 punch hand and you'll just play it every turn and just destroy starter after starter after starter. See, he's gonna buy it and pick it up. He's gonna blow it up with Constantine. He's gonna gain a VP, and he's gonna draw a card with Black Adam. Hey, it's a Catwoman, so he
What's surprising is he hasn't. I mean, I guess he's just been defending Catwoman.
the poor Vixen player, he's gonna steal his VP, but he might want to defend it with yep, he's gonna defend it with a Zookeeper. Doesn't want to give up that VP just yet.
No, I mean, like, that Constantine is just like rain.
Oh, he wants to count it up and see. He wants to count it up and see. He says, oh, that's about 20. This, the team you're looking at there, Black Adam, Aquaman, Constantine, took first place in the final game of the last tournament. It's definitely on the watch list for maybe being a little bit too good because it's just so consistent and there's nothing anybody can do to stop it, really. With 16 cards in the kick stack, it's probably potentially just a little bit too good. So don't get too attached to that combination. No spoilers on the updates yet, but there may be a tier change there.
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine something going up in price.
anytime you're looking at across the board and see about over 10 VP stacked up, you wonder if you're able to win the game. So the combination basically on turn 1, you buy a kick, put it on top and blow it up. You gain a VP and then you can immediately buy another kick. So it's really like you bought a kick and gained a VP, which is just very solid. Most main character combinations, hopefully late game, can make an average of 1 VP a turn, but not the entire game. So potentially that's a little bit too.
And I'm sure if it does take top place again at the tournament this next week, it'll probably receive a change very quickly.
Yeah, we have the next proposed change tier list comes out. I believe it's May 4th, so it won't be too much longer.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they're going to change, because whenever new changes come up, new combos and new possibilities emerge. It's like,
You saw him, he just revealed a hero with his Vixen there, so that's why he has 2 power now.
Right.
He's going to see more. Look at the top 2 cards of the main deck. We barely can't see him, but it's not a reveal, so
They're
it's
both
okay.
villain,
I think, it's so hard to tell what
I think
it
you got a
was
Mr. Free. No.
That's a Dr. Fate, I believe. Let's see if my memory is correct here. Nope, that is not a Fate. Who is that? Oh, it's a... Man, I cannot remember his name. I'm picturing it in his head, but I not flat out remember. Oh, that's all right. He's going to go burn through his whole deck anyway.
Yeah.
He has such little power, though. He has 10 power.
Don't doubt his power. It's growing. It's growing.
He can't ever buy the super villain. Poor
but he
guy.
is buying the lineup.
He buys some cards from the lineup, but not good enough. He religiously plays through his whole deck, but just can't get enough power. I think he's got 8, 9, 10 so many times. I bought a rogue safe house, which is a really bad location for him, because it gives you power on teamworking people, but nobody has teamwork. So it's really just the location that sits in play. It would be great to discard to a silent armor, for instance, because
that would be great.
Gain a card from the main deck is probably worth it.
Hey, but you know what? He probably took it for the VP.
I'm gonna try to get this time. Can you set it to 5 minutes for him?
Oh crap!
For their just so they know. Yep. These players got about 5 minutes left. We can see that, but we want to make sure the players aren't looking at the same screen we are. So. With 2 super villains left to be bought, they may not get through the game this round, but might just try to refresh the whole page.
Yeah.
In case it's having an.
I might just switch.
Yeah. Just go to countdown. Just type in countdown timer, and Google has one that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, just right there. So just down there at the bottom, just type in 4 minutes on that. Or and hit start. Now just zoom in on that a bunch. Yeah. And then it's still streaming the other one. You'll just have to switch back to stream. So these guys are just about out of time there. We're getting them a clock set up outside so that they can see that. Yeah, now just full screen it and zoom in. Yeah, there you go. That's good. They can see that. Yep. So Looks like a little bit's happening. Joker's daughter came out and passed some stuff around. He's gonna pick up a Manhunter and another Lady Vic, but at this point they're just kind of VP farming.
T-Wing? Oh.
You got 3 minutes. Yep, they got about 3 minutes left, so they're gonna get a few more turns here to see what they do. That Constantine doesn't have much VP stacked up on him anymore, but I think a few of those are 5s or 10s, so he still has quite a bit, even though it only looks like a couple of tokens.
Right.
Hey, the Cinder Block, so bad. Draw 2 and discard 3.
Yeah.
But it's a card, and sometimes if your hand's bad, you'd rather get rid of some.
Yeah, I mean, when you
Oh, look at his discard pile. Weakness, weakness,
yeah.
vulnerability. So he had some garbage in there.
It was a win for him.
Yep. It was a good one for him. He wasn't doing anything else with that anyway.
And it looks like you gotta pick up that X-ray.
Yep. And like I said, at this point, you're really just VP farming, and you're going to pick up any card you can get your hands on.
Someone should take that T-Wing. I'm sure that will benefit someone out there.
Even if you just got a bunch of vulnerabilities and starters in your deck, that T-Wing's going to be worth a lot of VP.
Yeah, just for variety's sake of, I love cards that are like for each equipment or each ongoing or each, of these cards, it adds VP.
You can buy the T-Wing and the Venom Injector just for an extra one.
Yeah.
Billy Numeros is going to give him some cards off the top of his deck.
Dr. Light?
Zookeeper again. Dr. Light, there's a few locations he can make him discard. Oh, let's see. Tell him he gets something good. Tell him he gets something good.
A Parallax.
Oh, he got a Jetpack. That's a cute card. Yeah,
all the Teen Titan Go cards are really just adorable and cute, like Meatball Launcher.
The artwork on him is just great. So he can draw 2 and discard 2. It's basically almost like the penguin that Black Adam player has.
Except you get a
power. Yeah, you get a power for this one, but it's just a funny looking artwork card.
Mm-hmm.
Gave out a few weaknesses. That's always a great thing to do the last few turns if you can. Oh, he bought the T-Wing and the Venom Injector for the extra VP for it. Yep. Like we said, at this point, they're really just VP farming. And it looks like this is going to be some of their final turns here as we hit time in the round. So he loboed, got rid of weaknesses. Especially at the end of the game, it can be really good. So we are basically at time in the round for these guys. And they're going to keep spinning cards around here for this Harley Quinn player.
Yeah. I mean, do you think any one of them could be able to get the villain in this last?
There's 2 villains left. I mean, nobody is generating much power. Even the Vixen player with no deck just can't even get 10 VP constantly. He literally draws his whole deck every turn and just gets 10. He bought the cheap super villains, but now it's just so bad. He keeps gaining such bad cards with his guy. It looked like the Vixen player had to think about his Aussie about 5 or 6 times there. He might think he's going to get one more turn to do something good. So sometimes you play a little bit differently on your last turns than you would for a full game. You're willing to take a little bit more risks and things like that.
Yeah, I mean, because if you can get that, if you can just get that one good card that just cycles everything, you can come out on top and just steal a villain or just steal that one that can change pretty much the end game.
Hard for us to see how much that Star Volt's worth, but let's see what we get off the top with this Shazam. Show us something good. What is it? What is it? What is it? Oh, it's a power ring. And he reveals the Joker's daughter on top, so he gets the power from it.
Which he could probably snag that villain.
He might be able to with that power ring. This is the most power he's had in a long time, so it looks like he's got 13. That's going to be enough to buy it. And he might just keep going here. Oh, he gets an attack on somebody. Oh, super speed defense coming out. This will be the final villain.
I can't quite tell who it
Really
is.
hard to tell who it is at the rate we're looking at. I do believe it's a Trigon. But it is so... Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of... No, I don't think it is the Trigon.
This? Man, it looks an awful... It might be a Trigon. I'm really not sure.
Yeah,
Let's see what these players do. If they act like they're getting attacked by this, they should be destroying cards from... Yeah, they're reaching for the main deck, so I'm pretty sure that's a Trigon.
Yeah.
Yep, they're reaching for 3 cards from the main deck.
I think the hands is what threw me off, because from far away, it looks like something was getting shot at him.
So he has to gain the card with the lowest cost and then discard all cards in his hand that have cost greater than that card, which is his good ones, which is horrible at the end of the game. So he gets 1 card in his hand, and then the Vixen player used his Zookeeper on it, and oh, he got a Man-Bat Serum, which means he has to discard all cards with cost greater than 3 in his hand. He lost Connor Kent, Joker's Daughter, and Silent Armor. These players get 1 more turn, and it's not going to be a good one. Oh, man, look at his hand so bad. Punch, vulnerability. And I believe that is, let's see if I can figure out who else is in his hand here. Oh. I do not remember that girl's name.
I can't even see her.
I cannot remember her name. I'll beat myself up for that. I'll go home and do study the cube another 100 times.
One can never study the cube enough.
Yep. Tula. That has got to be Tula. Thank you. That is. Tula, +1 power and additional +2 power for the superpower in his discard pile.
Yeah, from our side, it kind of looked red, so I was thinking anything else.
I believe that is a Tula in his.
Yeah, you're probably right. But using Granny to get a Bane.
Bane just to destroy a card. Yep, see, there's the Tula. That's got to be what that is, right?
Yeah,
it's a Tula. That's a Tula.
It's a Tula.
Oh, he's going to go up to 4. Oh, that's a card that's nice to have whenever you got a stacked discard pile. He's at 6. Can almost get that teleportation, but not quite. Teleportation coming out pretty late in the game to be of any use, buddy, but it just straight up lets you gain cards from the main deck. It's only worth 1 VP, so I really don't like it at the end of the game whenever you're just trying to VP farm.
Yeah, because there's definitely some better options that are way cheaper to get.
Yep. 7 cost for 1 VP is just usually not good what you're wanting to see. So he's going to make that super villain cost 3 less with the Vixen, and he's going to try to buy it for 15 minus 3. He needs 12, and let's see if he can get there. He's going to try. Nary cry, draw a card. Oh, he's going to Firestorm Matrix and blow it up. He's got 2 power.
4 power.
4 power. Uh-oh, he's going to look at the top. Get them both. He's at 7. He's halfway there. Now he's at 8. Keep going. He played something off the screen. It's a little bit hard for us to see, but he's at 10.
Getting there.
He's getting there.
I think he got it.
I think he's got it. Oh, and he's giving out some weaknesses with his
it's always
Black
a fun,
Lantern.
It's always a fun treat to do at the end of the game.
Yep. That was the Black Lantern core, I believe, that he was hitting them with. And he got it on the last turns of the game.
That might come very in
handy. He was able to
hand.
seal it up.
That's going to come very in
handy. These guys
handy.
are going to count it up, but man, that Black Adam had a good game. He didn't buy too many supervillains there in the end because he kind of got stuck with some bad attacks. But so much VP farming throughout the game just based off of Black Adam might give him the win anyways.
Yeah, they said about 20 VP. So
the Vixen player bought 3 supervillains, but really he only had 10 cards in his deck. So his whole deck is supervillains, and that just might not be enough.
But remember, he does have the T-Wing.
Yep, the T-Wing will add up to a little bit.
Every little bit helps, because... Yeah.
Black Adam had 4 weaknesses. That always hurts. Weaknesses can kill your score.
Oh, yeah. Especially just if you keep slamming them out, there's no way for them to even get rid of them.
Oh.
Like, I beat a player because I gave him about 8 weaknesses.
The poor Vixen player ended the game with no VP, even though he was using Commissioner Gordon throughout the game to defend and get VP. The Black Adam player just kept Catwoman and stealing it. That was a very unfortunate turn of events. The Harley Quinn player had some really good turns, and it looks like he's got a lot of cards, but just never really turned it into supervillains. So he,
yeah, he got
it's hard to say, but the Harley Quinn player might have got 3rd here.
Yeah, he got a lot of good cards, a lot of fun cards.
Got a lot of great cards. His deck was awesome. He rotated his Eidetic Memory like every freaking turn. Oh, he did pick up Darkseid, so he had 1 supervillain out of that. So the 2 Vixen and Harley Quinn both had 42, and Vixen won for buying the most supervillains and also buying the last one. But he basically won on the last turn. Wait, he won on the last turn by buying the supervillain, which gave him tied for VP.
Which was very impressive. Getting that pick with Vixen and just subtracting the total power that you needed was just crucial of getting it.
Yeah, very good game all around. The weaknesses really hurt the Black Adam player.
Yeah, honestly, if you're not able to get rid of those at the end of the game, they can just destroy your VP count.
Yeah.
No matter how much you have.
All right, y'all, we're going to turn this one off, but thanks for joining in with us. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night, guys.